They got dreams, big ideas. Oh, there will always be two different views. They got big, beautiful, bright ideas. But there will always be two different views. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was a little boy, I always be dribbling. In fact, I was the baddest dribbler in the whole world. Basketball Jones. I got a basketball Jones. I got a basketball Jones, oh baby. Ooh. Yes! Anybody see Van Jones and Tim Scott? They got dreams and they got big ideas. I mean, really. I mean, here's a man. Probably not too familiar with him. I want to say that he's from South Carolina. I don't think so. Maybe it's a good possibility. I know Lindsey Graham comes to mind. One or the other. I'm not sure. But listening to him speak, let me go. Since it's, I don't know what it's today, Monday, and since everyone is just like looking to chill out, stuff like that, and it's not always important to make points. Not that we want to. I mean, it's silly, it's redundant, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to even go on explaining. I mean, it's all there. It's all been unraveled. I mean, there's no more mystery. The mystery is gone. I might be taking some pauses here because a lot of insects. A lot of. I noticed this year, but anyway, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Yeah, that was kind of my theme song. At the basketball courts. I remember. I think I was like, I don't know, 8. It's a true story. And there was this kid in my class. I really didn't really want to go into this, but since I had a restart, something happened, and I lost like about 5 minutes. It's no big deal. No rush today. No rush. But there was this kid, Steve. I'm not gonna say his last name. The black and white cat's eating right now. But because in case any childhood friends are listening, and I don't like to do stuff just for any kinds of like favors or anything like, or just I'm not trying to impress anyone here. I'm not trying to impress anyone or sympathy or this or that. I don't want someone like on the phone talking to someone. Did you hear this guy? He's bringing up Steve, like. I mean, if they went, if they were in my class or something like that. Because once I get into the story, then like the people that I grew up with and stuff like that. There was basketball courts, and we were at a Catholic school and stuff like that. And by the way, Tim Scott brings up God, like because Tim Scott and Van Jones have a conversation. I hope you're familiar with Van Jones. I mean, he worked for the Obama administration. Tim Scott, he's a Republican. Again, it could be North or South Carolina or somewhere down there. I know he's friends with Trey Gowdy, wrote books and all this kind of stuff. But you know, I don't want to go off onto that story without, I mean, leaving you hanging here with this basketball story with Steve. I mean, there was basketball courts around here and everything. Like I said, ooh, child, things. It was different. Everything wasn't unraveled and everything like that. I mean, as it is now. I mean, yesterday I was looking at. I made a comment. I don't comment too much on any of these pages like I used to. But I made a comment out, and you get alerts. And this one gentleman's like, because I'm a flaming liberal and all this, and we gotta get some young people in there. You know, we gotta get rid. You know, we're on the move here and all this kind of stuff. And the page, well, is a friend. You know, he's a radio talk show host, probably more towards the right here in the Capital District, and it's good. It's good to see like someone with different views, like listening to someone with other views. But you know, you go to the profile, you look at all the stuff, the same mantra, the same thing. But yeah, they're hopeful. They're hopeful. They're hopeful. So we were in Catholic school, and we used to have basketball courts. There was one basketball court, couple. One in particular here. There was a lot. I'm thinking of three. We had this one over yonder there. There were some birthday balloons on the gates there. It must have been a party. But the one in particular, Stanton. We could say Stanton. Right now, someone bought that lot. I wonder what the people that leave their cars there. They probably know them. They probably give them a sawbuck. Say, I'm going to leave my car here. Anyway, so I took them to the basketball court. You know, we were 8, 9, stuff like that. You know, I was downtown. Bob McAdoo, you know, with the 3-pointers and all that. But, you know, we played. I mean, this thing, I mean, I often see, you know, people would post, like, they're trying to get away from all this stuff. Like, I mean, like a year or 2 years ago, everybody was just, like, thrilled and amazed, even 3 years ago, for that matter, of, like, social media, especially before the election. I think a lot of wear and tear has happened. It's like, I don't know, it's like, just a lot of loopholes, a lot of dangerous things. You know, people getting too involved with all this. Everybody wants to see some kind of outcome, and they're going to be let down if they don't see that particular outcome. But anyways, I'm trying to tell you a story about just not being aware of all this stuff. I mean, like when Tim Scott said, look, he goes, I don't, because they were having a good, again, I said first I wanted to finish the story with Steve. But, you know, we were playing basketball, and then he took me over to, like, his court, where I was, like, the only, I was the only Italian there. Yes. I'm kind of bouncing off like what Tim Scott said. Tim Scott, like, because Van Jones, like droned him a little bit, but a lot of people in the audience were glued to Tim Scott. They were, like, looking. Because he was giving perfect explanations for everything that's going on. A lot of social issues. You know, talking about inner cities and all this kind of stuff. Like, you know, I know I was a little bit sarcastic during last week about things. You know, but I mean, what do you have to do to get people, like, to stop all this? I mean, it's there because they're fanning the flames. They're fanning the flames because of these 2 points of views, these 2 different points of views. Diversity, like I said, diversity could be a good thing. Then it could be a bad thing in ways, you know. I mean, the way we're going about this, you know, categorizing everything, generalizing everything, you know, putting too much thought into it. Something happens, you know, I mean, I start blaming. I mean, this whole thing with blame. You know how people feel? You know how turned off they are? They understand it. They're sitting there watching it. I enjoy reading Max Borders go back and forth. Like, I mean, I'm saying to myself, I mean, really? I mean, let's just say they're like Stuttering John. He said, I'm a CNN buff. I watch it. I don't know what you get out of CNN. I really don't. I don't know what you get out of MSNBC. I don't. Like the one guy said, I'm a flaming liberal. Like, well, okay, well, you're watching this stuff. What do you get out of it? I mean, only through good matchups can you see the real thing. Understand it correctly. I mean, you need the whole picture to the puzzle. I mean, there was a guy, all right, because he brought up God and everything. There was a story like in the Bible, like someone was someone had a really extraordinary rich life. He was a king and all this kind of stuff. Again, take it for what it's worth. But he was like told to follow this path, do something. He didn't have any. He only had like one piece, not like how we have today. And I mean, the thing is, he could have been killed so many times. He was on the run. There was so much. Maybe he was hated going into these cities and stuff like that. But he just had something. Where do we get this from? A lot of people have it. They're on journeys right now. They're on trips. They have faith. They're going to see someone is telling them. Why don't we replace, God with, could be anything. I'm not saying I'm going to. I don't know. I don't want to get involved with what I think right now. I don't want to put in my views about it. I don't do that on here anymore. I don't. I'm just saying. I mean, during some of these rallies, there was, especially the immigration rallies, there was like signs. People had signs that said, "God is watching. God is watching." At the immigration thing, directed towards this administration. I mean, I go a long time, like when I'm on the internet, a long time before I hear, like God and stuff like that. And then I heard it with, excuse me there, something went in my mouth. Hold on, there's bugs out here. Went to take a little breath and I went. But anyways, so he says, like, God made me this color. Tim Scott, he said, God made me this color. And like Van Jones, like looking, like looking at him a few times, but he had more to say about it. It's like about circumstances and everything. Like, why, I mean, that's what we focus too much on. That's what we focus. That's what it seems to be all about. This whole thing here. So I'm the only Italian guy, and I feel that, like, how, like, what Tim said, like Tim Scott, and he's like, he means it. It's in his heart, like, he doesn't see all this stuff, and when you're like listening to him, like when he was talking, you see, like, I don't know, you see something almost like a godlike kind of thing, because he's able to get rid of all this stuff. He's able to get rid of it. I mean, he has a quick answer for it. He doesn't, weigh it down, procrastinate on it or something, or, dredge, or, like, just keep on bringing it up. It's like, oh, well, we got to do stuff here. I mean, he understands. He's got his antennas up when he's in meetings with all these, he said he got his break. He said people believed in him. He got his break. And he felt so good inside, someone, thought he can do it. That's what we need. We need to be giving people, like, more, like, encouragement. Am I stuttering or something?